I am very sorry that I'm not able to come over to meet you in person and to offer my personal support to all of you. But I firmly believe that you will be having a very successful and fruitful meeting during this time.
We look forward to a great symposium. We look forward to your great recommendations, and more importantly, we look forward to your help to bring us into the future. Best of luck and have a great symposium.
We hope that you will back to us with a lot of the recommendations on both family and how we can provide additional support to you for mentoring. Thank you, and I look forward to your results.
As we move on, the first thing that you would like to do is, of course, invoke God's blessings.
नेकी पर चले और बदी से टले ताकि हंसते हुए निकले दम.
Today we have with us very, very special guests. We have with us International Director Carolyn Messier. Director Messier is a member of the task force and is here today to witness what we are going to discuss. Director Messier, welcome to the City of Joy. Welcome to Kolkata. Ruchi, so glad to have you here. The floor is all yours.
Namaste. Good afternoon. I congratulate all the brave women and men of the Lions Club who have organized today's symposium titled I Believe in Her. It's a tribute not just to the women you believe in the her, but a tribute to yourselves. You also have to look at the demand side, the culture which normalizes rape, the culture which allows families to put pressure on women to abort their female fetuses, the culture which allows the practice of dowry, and the culture which allows our daughters to make choices which they don't really want to. And with that, I thank you all for listening to me today and standing by women and girls by believing in her. Thank you.
He's going to talk about women and leadership. And he's going to talk about what does emotional intelligence have to do with it. Past International Director A.P. Singh.
According to us, the word we, when we say we serve, the word we has a new connotation today. The word we, W-E, in the world today would mean women empowered. We've got a different lens to look at. We're not changing our perspective by a few degrees. We are changing the lens altogether. You want to do a job, you've got to come out and say that you want to do a job. You want to be in a particular position, you've got to come up and say, I want to be in that particular position. You heard Ruchira Gupta speak to us. She didn't mince a single word about a statement. If she wanted to convey a particular thought, a particular concept, the words were used most as appropriately as they would have been. And that's the way it should be. You can't allow yourself to get into a self-generated intellectual withdrawal 24 hours a day, 24/7. This is a world where, fortunately or unfortunately, being an introvert is not a virtue. I don't say it's a vice, but definitely it's not a virtue.
We are really honored to have with us today, this afternoon, in this Women's Symposium, Director Messier.
Good afternoon. I am so excited to be here, thanking you for your hospitality, but more importantly, to see that this many women are interested in our organization, and also that you may want to give me a lot of information to bring back to Lions Clubs International. We are the consummate managers. Women who tell me I can't be a leader in a Lions Club, I've never done any leadership work. Well, I have to disagree. Those of us that are wives, moms, doing the daily things of managing the household, getting the kids off to school, juggling the schedules, managing to go to Lions Club meetings, work on the projects, come home. You're all leaders. You run the household, you run the world. So you need to be able to give yourself that credit. Lions, it's time for us to add more women to the race to reach our service goals. It's time for us to think bigger, work harder, become the leaders that this association needs and members that our association needs for many years to come. You have the ability and the creative genius to succeed. We need to trust each other, that we can turn our Lions family into a much larger organization.
Thank you, Director Messiah. Most inspiring women in this city of Kolkata, Mrs. Olakananda Roy, the star, and you're a star to the Lions for all that you've done.
I can see a lot of women here being a women's symposium, and I'm so happy to see so many men here to support the cause. It is, we talk about women's liberation, women's rights. When we talk about rights, we sometimes forget that we are women. We want to be like men. We don't want to be like them. We cannot become a man. We don't want to be like a man. We will just be a woman with equal rights. The work that I do, I don't consider it work at all. Again, everything in my life I have done with my heart. I have just followed my heart, but I was always conscious of one thing, that whatever I do must not hurt anybody.
If she would please address this house.
Hello everyone. I would make it a very informal talk. I am not a good speech maker, but yes, I talk all the time. It is part of my work. The most important thing about bringing change is to see that you are no longer required. And that is the most important indicator of your success, where they are independent of you. And you are not holding the fort and saying, I am continuing to doing this. If you are continuing, somewhere or the other, we have failed. So we have to make sure that they are empowered enough to handle their own lives. And that empowerment has to be very specific, very much what they need. These are crimes against women and children, which we have to address with the right spirit. Thank you so much.
Kusum Bhandari.
Today, we have an organization called Udyan, and we've got very many schemes in Udyan. One of my schemes is Udyan Shalini, which is very near to my heart. In Udyan Shalini, we pick up girls from the society who come from come from underprivileged background, but they are brilliant. You see, resources are limited. I do not have a whole lot of money. So, I'll use my money for those women whom if I prepare today, if I help today, they'll become leader for tomorrow, and in the process, tomorrow they'll help 100 women.
That was inspiring, wasn't it? Yes, each one of us can make a difference. It is just the path that we take. This is just how we do it. And it is not only about doing something, but having the confidence, I believe. We will now move on to the reports by the various groups. We've been meeting since yesterday as for our speakers, and each group has discussed on various aspects of this organization, and they're going to give and speak about how they have heard you, they have heard other speakers also, and I'm sure that's going to be a big takeaway, or also give us ideas as to how we can prepare for our organization.
Turning adversity into advantage, or I would rather say turning everyday strengths into everyday greatness. There is a saying that goes that life is 20% of how we make it, how we make it, and 80% of how we take it. The belief that she will have both the will and the means to handle pretty much everything that comes in her stride. History has proved that it is in the capacity of any woman to bounce back from failures.
We also need to learn to overcome frustration, helplessness and anger, and I think thereby we will be able to turn our adversity into advantage.
Next one, how do we create the club of the future? How do we attract the younger women to our organization?
We have discussed about it in great length and have come out with some do's and don'ts. First, I will just say a few don'ts, and Lion Ruchita Mehra will talk about the do's and the positive changes that we need to do. First, the don'ts. The lengthy, boring meetings. Younger women just don't have time for boring, long meetings.
Well, the existence itself is the balance between yin and yang, which is the male and the female energy. This explains the reason why we need to invite more female energy to balance the existence of Lions International.
Okay, so we come to social networking. How can we make ourselves more visible in the networking community? Can we have all the entire group stand up? We have a wide variety from Bangladesh, from Kolkata, then we have from Mangalore.
We can make ourselves more visible in the networking community by interaction, and interaction. We should learn the networking community, about the networking community, understand what it is and the importance of benefits.
Is our image powerful enough? And what strategies would we make to make ourselves more visible?
By far, we have noticed that women's image was very low for years ago. But now, thanks to the fast-moving world, where we find that women are also trying to place themselves in a role in competition with men in every field, say NASA, IT, etc.
When we introduce ourselves as Lion so-and-so, I am Lion so-and-so, oh, you mean Lioness? No, we mean Lion. We are Lady Lions. That is where we have to feel, no, we are lions, not lionesses.
We are good organizers, we are good planners, and we are very good executors. When we can do that at home, why not do that in a society?
So, the next group.
Our Line's motto is We Serve, meaning service is our main project. We are immensely proud for being given the topic of service projects. What kind of projects would attract more women to the organization? Firstly, we should develop a reputation of making our club a friendly Lions club. We can also have yoga camps, health awareness camps for children, for women, free medical camps for the pregnant women to ensure natural delivery, and also free IAS and IPS coaching classes for children from 12th standard to boost their gender knowledge. We can also install napkin vending machines in girls' school and conduct seminars regarding adolescent problems.
We are emerging leaders. Now the topic is the trend in emerging leadership. Women are emotionally more stable, hence more able for leadership. Women are assertive, persuasive, they have a stronger need to get things done. They are more willing to take risk than men. Sorry about that. They are more empathetic, flexible, as well as stronger in their interpersonal skills, enabling them to read situations accurately, take the information. Women leaders are able to bring around others to their point of view. The people they lead feel more understood, supported, and valued. Can we say women are confined, limited, held captive by gender roles and expectations? It's difficult to say what women innately feel or the nature of female acceptance now in our society. We are all individuals, willful, programmed. All these centuries, our societies still seem incapable of reconciling the potential of the female brain.
I'm from Ghaziabad. We have a project there in our club, Save the Girl Child. If we can't save the girl child, from where the women will come?
What will happen when the day we have the first lady going as a president? What will we call the spouse? Do we have the first husband, the first man? But is it really right? Why do we allow ourselves to be used like this also, I would wonder? Why do you want to allow yourselves to be just used as a name? You have your own identity, and that's what we need to do. We can go on discussing, and we will discuss.